Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and this is the finale for Star Wars Outer Rim. Let's kick things off with Han Solo. First, I'm going to have Han move over to Ryloth. I'm going to try to see if we can find Chewie in this position right here. Next up, we're moving to the action step, where we're going to go ahead and try to heal our ship for one hit. And as I mentioned earlier on here, we have the shield upgrade card, which is in a mod slot, and as an action, we can recover 1 damage from our ship. The mod that I'm referring to is this one right here, the shield upgrade. It says, as an action, recover 1 damage from your ship. So we'll be recovering a single damage. We're going to want to remember to do that because we can hopefully take most of the damage off the ship as time goes on. And again, during the action step, you're able to perform any or all actions you can. So having something like that is really, really useful. All right, so Han is at the market here in Ryloth. He's going to choose to take the bounty for his friend Chewie. We're going to thematically say that he's going to go try to cash in on his dear friend, but maybe we can spin this story so that he actually somehow gets the cash, but also gets away with Chewie, maybe alive. Although if I get extremely mean, I could potentially just straight out eliminate him in order to gain the 2 fame, and I might go that route as well. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, we're going to have to try to find Chewie. So when you go ahead and acquire a bounty card, as you can see here, there might be a cash value at the top. If there is, you have to pay it. In this case, it's 0, so I do not. And you load the bounty into a bounty slot on your ship. If you don't have one, then you're not going to be able to do that. And of course, this is the first time with this card flipped over for this particular ship sheet that would allow me to have a bounty card. So it's pretty cool. Now we just got to find Chewbacca. Again, he is registered as a yellow contact and has 6 combat if we try to take him down. So he's actually going to be gunning at us much harder than Han currently can. So it'd be quite the challenge to try to survive his attack. So let's go ahead and reveal the next bounty card in play. And yes, this is going to actually activate the Syndicate. And they're going to be moving 3 towards Han. So the Syndicate is going to move 3 towards Han. So we'll go ahead and go 1, 2, and 3. They can definitely go this route as well. And they can go through this red nav point. So they can go either way. But again, it's going to try to go the fastest route to the destination, which in this case is Han, being that he triggered this. Now, first off, I want to show you guys this new card that popped up here. This is a really cool one that actually forces some actual interaction. You can see here it says destination, a space containing another player that has at least 1 negative reputation. Encounter, resolve a combat against that player, and if you win, claim this reward. If you won combat against a player who has more fame than you gain 5,000 credits and 2 fame. Otherwise, gain 5,000 credits and 1 fame. Then discard this card. So this is one of those cards that can come up as a job because that particular player becomes wanted, and you can go after them in order to take them down. And this is the only time during the game where things like that will happen, where it forces you into the chance to potentially take down another player, or in this case, the AI. What's really cool about this is the fact that this combat is not allowed between players all the time, because otherwise there would be some serious griefing going on. And that term basically means just kind of picking on a particular person playing the game, or even just picking on the AI character by killing it over and over and over again. So there's actual cards that specify certain thematic spots when it makes sense to do so. So you have to be wanted, for instance, and this may only come up every so often. So just wanted to show you guys that, because that might be another thing you guys were looking for in terms of how does combat between players get initiated. Cards just like that. In addition, I'm not going to go ahead and cycle any of these decks as I can either before I purchased the card that I did, which was the new bounty card, or afterwards. I just don't want to cycle any decks right now. I don't have any reason to. I'm pretty happy with what's basically sitting in front of me. I might be able to use it to my advantage. And then we're going to move now into the encounter step, where I'm going to actually go ahead and reveal the yellow contact on my space and cross my fingers because it might be our friend. All right, so I'm going to reveal the yellow contact on Ryloth, hoping this is Chewie. Wish me luck. Not so much. Okay, so we have to go to the databank and find card number 13. Now this card is extremely perfect for a number of reasons here. It says, if you have negative Imperial reputation, which I currently do, or positive Rebel reputation, which I don't, I have neutral, you may spend 2,000 credits to gain the crew below and discard this particular token. Now, the cool thing with this is if I wanted to gain in one of those categories, in this case it would have to be the Imperial one, I could do this. But I don't want to, because I noticed when I was reading through the jobs that were in the market that attend the statue dedication, which is in there, which would allow me to gain some fame and potentially additional fame if I'm willing to spend money. I need to basically encounter a planet where I have positive reputation. What's ironic is that I'm at Ryloth and I currently have neutral Rebel Alliance reputation. So the great news here is if I choose not to gain the crew, because I don't need any more crew, I have the 2 individuals already in those crew slots taking them up currently. I just don't have any need for this particular character whatsoever, even though I do like her. It does say if you do not gain the crew, you may spend 2,000 credits to gain a rebel reputation, which is awesome because that's pretty much exactly what I wanted to do as another alternative to getting fame besides going after Chewie. So we are going to go this route at the bottom, spend 2,000 credits from Han's pile here. So I'm going to take a 5,000 credit and we're going to transfer that into 3,000 back, and we're going to knock up his status with the rebels to the positive side of the track. So Han has paid his way into rebel friendship there. I guess instead of doing good deeds, money does speak louder than words at times. So in this particular case, now Han has been pushed into a positive reputation with the rebels, which makes sense. And now what we're going to do is really be gunning for that attend statue dedication job card that showed up. That is going to be huge if we can go after that, because we now have the reputation and we're currently in the right location to make this work, so long as Lando doesn't mess us over. And that's going to actually end the encounter step for Han. We'll head over to Lando. Lando's AI card states to recover all damage and this is actually recover all damage even if you're not defeated. So he has no damage, no need there. Move toward the closest goal. Well, as of right now, the closest goal would be his stolen prototype. He's trying to get to Cantonica, which is actually a long ways away. He's on a big journey, so that's gonna be the first thing he's gonna try to do, moving with a hyperdrive of 6, as we know from the last video. So Lando's gonna move 6, but I do want to let you guys know that the total calculation of the number of spaces for the AI to move from where he currently is here in Nalhada, Lando, all the way to Cantonica, the shortest move distance going along the bottom here and through the patrol is 10. The other way, having him go up and around, which regardless wouldn't matter because he's still be hitting the patrol anyway, is a much longer route along the north side up here, way up around Kessel, because there's just way more down points around here versus going along the bottom. But either way, he's going to hit the patrol. So in this case, he's going to move the 2, which is going to stop him at the patrol. And the reason, of course, Lando is stopping in that particular patrol's location is because he's in a neutral stance with them. And if you're in a neutral stance or a negative stance, he has to stop. If he was in a positive stance, he'd be able to continue on through. So we're done the planning step. Action step is to deliver cargo and to buy things from the market. He can't do either of those because he's not on a planet. The encounter step, however, states that if he's in a negative reputation with matching a patrol in a space, he has to encounter that patrol. He currently isn't. He's in a neutral position, so all it's going to do is slow him down. Going into the next turn, he'll be able to move out of that patrol space because it's only when you move into the patrol space that you have to stop. So he'll be able to move past it. So that's something to remember with the AI, is that the AI will be moving into patrols when it's in a neutral reputation level. It will just be hung up basically for a turn, which is good for people like us, Han Solo here, to take advantage of that. But if he moves into it with a negative reputation, he'll be forced to fight, and if it's positive, he just flies right past. In terms of the rest of the card, if a job destination's there, completed, he's not at one, and it says next to reveal the face down contact token of the lowest class on the planet. He's not on a planet, so we can't do any of this. So Han's going to begin his turn on Ryloth, and we definitely don't want to move anywhere. I'm very happy to stay exactly where I am. One other thing that I forgot to do earlier on, which is why there is a token sitting on Ryloth, is this was actually from a job that Lando did a lot earlier in the game that I didn't remove. I believe from the last part, actually, so not super early on in the playthrough, but just one recently, because the only job or cargo that he's currently hauling is going to Cantonica, which is on the other side of the board. board. So that goal token should have been removed, but it didn't have any effect on gameplay. So Han is starting here in Ryloth on his turn. He's not planning on moving anywhere because I really want to go to a market, and I really wanted to go ahead and pick up the attend statue dedication, knowing full well that I can encounter this afterwards. So we can do this all at the same time during this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and take 2,000 credits as part of Han's turn for just sitting still and doing kind of those odd jobs around the planet, making him a little bit more rich. And then we're going to head to the market now and see what we can do. So it's looking more and more like we're not going to have to go ahead and take Chewbacca out, which is nice because I didn't really want to go down that road, although it'd be kind of funny in a way to actually have that happen. And if it did pan out that I happened to find him and stuff like that as I was traveling around, I certainly would go after it. But right now we have a really obvious one here in the market, and that's the attend statue dedication. So I'm going to purchase this thing for 10,000 credits. Now this is a job, so it will replace a job that I currently have on my sheet because I have two. I do it to spend the 10,000. So I could get rid of the Jewel of Yavin, which is for Naboo, or the Kessel Run. And honestly, out of the two, just based on my stats here, if I was going to toss one, another thing that's really worth mentioning, guys, is this is really cool. And I didn't notice this until the last video, but forgot to mention it. You'll see right at the top here, it mentions every skill for the job that's going to be checked when you go grab the databank card in advance. So basically when you pick up a job, you can kind of look at it and go, like I have a decent shot at potentially getting through this. And that's really important to note strategy-wise when you see these jobs up on top, because it'll give you those little hints inside of the card as to what it's going to check. So this also makes it easier for discarding jobs that, you know, when you have to decide between two of them like I have to right now. So under the two cards that I have for jobs right now, the Jewel of Yavin, I only have 2 of the 5 skills that I'm skilled in and considered skilled in, whereas if I go to the Kessel Run, I'm actually much better off and I'm skilled in 3 of them that are used there, and that's much better. So I'm going to stick with the Kessel Run one, and I'm going to get rid of the Jewel of Yavin. So this will be discarded and go to the bottom of the job deck, and so I'm going to go ahead and grab this deck here. We'll slot this in at the bottom like so. That's been discarded, and now the one that I just purchased, the attend statue dedication, is also going to drop into my job or bounty slot on Han's board. Next up, we have to go ahead and reveal a card from here to see if any patrols happen to move. And yes, the Syndicate is going to move again, and it's coming towards me. All right, so the Syndicate's going to move 3 to get to me. So 1, 2, and the best it can do is sit right in between Tatooine and Nal Hutta. All right, so now for the encounter phase, I really wanted to do the attend statue dedication because you can see here, I'm in a destination, Ryloth, which is controlled by the rebels. I have positive rebel reputation, which satisfies the destination section there. Encounter then says complete the job. You gain a fame right away. You just have to spend 10,000 to get an additional one. I'm not going to do this right now because as you can see, I only have 6,000 credits. I need 10,000. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to debate here on whether or not I want to interact with a contact that's currently this planet, or maybe just go ahead and pull a card. Now, Ryloth, in terms of the 2 things that I can potentially do there, the 2 keywords on the cards are buy ships and selling. So let's go ahead and do an encounter in Ryloth and hope that it's a selling, which I guess will hopefully allow me to sell something I have for money, I hope. So let's see. So it says here, if your ship is not a starter ship, you may replace your ship sheet with a starter ship sheet to gain 1 fame, 1 rebel reputation, and 5,000 credits. Oh my. If you do not replace your ship sheet, you may lose that's pretty awesome. So I really don't see why I wouldn't want to do that. Because it's going to give me the money I need plus the fame. That's a win. So I guess what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be going ahead and selling my wonderful ship that I had. So of course, when you're selling your ship, all the damage that was on it is going to disappear because it doesn't carry over to the new ship. But we can say goodbye to the IG-2000. You served me well. Han is downsizing. His days in the Outer Rim are coming down, and they're kind of numbered. And he's thinking, you know what? I'm going to take the easy life here. I've got my fortune and fame, and I'm selling this famous ship now that's gone across the galaxy in order to gain some extra fame. And we're going to go ahead and grab a new starter ship, which I can pick whichever of the two I want. And we might even go back to our old trusty one we had from the beginning. Plus, I get 5,000 credits, which is the big deal here. But again, it doesn't matter as much now because I got a fame from this. It now means that when I satisfy this attend the statue dedication on the next go around, the next turn, I'm going to gain a fame anyway, just for being there and being in positive reputation status with the rebels. So the money doesn't matter as much. I've really guaranteed myself a win here. In any case, I'm going to go flying past it actually. Instead of getting 8, I'm going to end up with 9, as so long as I can hold on to my money. So that's basically that. Let's go grab a new starter ship. Of course, when this happens, downgrading is going to cause me to lose some cards. So Han has chosen to go ahead and sell his ship. He got 5,000 credits for it, which is not a very good deal, seeing as he spent 15,000 on the other ship, and this one is worth nothing. So he didn't do the best on the deal there in terms of making a good one, but he did gain a fame from it, and we will do that in a second here on the far right. But first off, we have to realize the fact we do have to lose some cards because we've lost slots by downgrading our ship. So the bounty for Chewbacca is going to be gone, which is good. I'm pretty sure Chewie's happy that he's not going to be being chased after throughout the galaxy, and we'll lose the Black Sun agent as well. So that's going to clear up that, and we do have to now gain the fame. It does say to gain a rebel reputation, but we already are as far positive as we possibly can be, so there'll be no gain there. So Han will jump up to position number 7 on the fame track and getting very close to our win condition for 8. Remember again, guys, if you're playing a normal game, you'll go to 10. And of course, you could push it up to 12 if you so feel like it. But in this case, we're going to go to 8 just for the sake of the playthrough and finishing it off in a timely manner. So we have finished a full round here for Han, and this card is now complete. We can put it at the bottom of the encounter deck, and we're going to move over to Lando. All right, Lando, what do you got going for you here? Let's see. So very first says, if defeated, recover all damage. Skipping that, move toward the closest goal. Let's go ahead and get Lando moving towards Cantonica. So Lando still has a ridiculous amount of ground to cover, and I really don't think that he's going to swing what he needs to swing in order to get his fame up to catch us, but we're going to try anyway. So Lando's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the question is, what is faster from here? 5, 6, 7, 8, or 5, 6, 7, 8? Actually, it's the equal distance, and of course he wants to end on a planet, so he will end right here. So he's going to end up in Ord Mantell, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I believe I am. And we're going to move now to the action step. So if at a cargo destination delivered, he is not. If and then right now we can buy cargo, which he might want to do. But in this particular case, his slots are full. So as we learned before, if it's buying a particular card like cargo and the cargo slots on its ship are full, it's going to go ahead and discard the card that's on top and reveal the next card in line to see whether or not it's something it can pick up. And in this case, it's more cargo. So at this point, there'll be no purchasing happening for Lando. Moving into the encounter step, if he has a negative reputation, there's a patrol there, he's going to fight it. Doesn't happen. If at a job destination completed, it is not. Next thing is reveal a face down contact token of the lowest class on this planet and gain the crew on its card for free. So we're going to go ahead here and we're going to reveal a face down token of the lowest, which is going to be this white one here with a single pip. Ah, look at that. That's pretty awesome. Straight from Tatooine. I don't know what the heck he's doing over there. But yes, we do have that character to deal with now at that particular planet. So we went to the databank deck in order to find the particular crew card, and the AI just gains this crew, and he does have 2 empty slots on his heavy-duty lifter, so Ponda Baba will be joining Lando. And of course the contact token is removed from the Outer Rim. And it appears this is the moment that Han's been waiting for. He is looking to retire in Ryloth. He's going to go ahead and do a quick job there, creating himself 2,000 credits to add to his money stash. During the market phase for Han, he's going to go ahead and spend 3,000 credits here because he really wants to buy his DL-44 heavy blaster pistol for no good reason, just because he can. And he does have the money to afford this, so he's going to spend 3,000 and gain this heavy blaster pistol. So Han will now go ahead and equip his DL-44 heavy blaster pistol, a favorite weapon of his, and a nice end to his journeys in the Outer Rim. maybe a little prize at the end of all this. We'll flip over the card to see if any patrols move, and yes indeed, the rebels will be moving 3. Now this is actually really hilarious because the rebels are actually in not so good of a standing with Lando, but these rebels are actually heading towards Han, but it's just kind of funny that 1, 2, and 3 would place the X-Wing right here. I get to choose where I put it. I'm going to put it right there because, well, it's just kind of funny. It doesn't really matter because if Lando was to go next, he would be able to move out of that area no problem because it's only when he moves into a patrol that he has to stop, and then it has the potential to encounter it and all that kind of stuff. But I can choose where it goes. I'm placing it right there. And as my encounter, being that Han is in Ryloth, he's found his favorite pistol. He lost his ship in the worst possible cash deal ever known to man in the entire galaxy. And now he's going to attend his statue dedication. Wow, sounds like a great day for somebody. It says, your biggest fans would like to erect a statue in your honor on their world. They have asked you to help fund the statue and to attend its dedication. The destination has to be in a positive reputation with you, and I do have positive reputation with Han and the rebels. And then for an encounter here, we have complete this job. So straight up completion, reward, gain of fame, which is going to push us to the 8 we need to say that we have successfully completed Star Wars Outer Rim. Han has been successful in defeating Lando as being the most famous or infamous smuggler in the galaxy. The next thing up underneath this says you can spend 10,000 credits to gain an additional fame if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead because I checked to make sure I had enough credits as well to not only buy that blaster, but also be able to pay for an additional fame. So in the end, we almost got to the actual normal fame level of 10. And that's going to conclude the playthrough for Star Wars Outer Rim. We were successful with Han Solo in beating Lando. This was a lot of fun to do on the channel. I really hope this helps you make an informed decision on whether or not this game is for you or not. One other thing that's worth noting is that there won't be any gameplay or playthroughs starting up. There won't be another one between May 11th and May 20th, and that's because I will be taking some time away from the channel for some family time, spending it with my daughter Serenity and my wife, and so there won't be any gameplay related videos coming out or any announcements of what the next showcase will be until I return. But I do have 4 unboxings which will be releasing through that time frame to keep you guys entertained as that week goes on, and then when I return into that week right after May Long, then we'll dive back into an upcoming showcase. At that point in time, I will be willing to announce what I'm doing next. So thank you guys so much for your support. I will see you in a little bit. I may not be as responsive as normal in the comments section over that duration, but I really look forward to reading all those comments throughout the week. So thank you again, and as always, keep on rolling solo.